All right, good morning and welcome to Sports Fiesta here on K92.7 FM. On the show this morning, Napoli forward Victor Osimhen has been voted the Serie A Player of the Month. Super Eagles to set for Central African Republic class today in Lagos. Also, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder denied pre-match face-off after Furious rule broke out at the final press conference. But of course, we're looking at that in the build-up to that fight. Saturday night / Sunday morning. And of course, for the Nigerian Falconers, they trust Central African Republic to advance to the Under-20 FIFA World Cup qualifiers fourth round. This morning, we'll of course also get you the results and fixtures of matches for yesterday and of course today. So these are many more sports stories which I bring you only if you stick to Sports Fiesta. I am CJ, the maestro, and I've got Salih Ibrahim, the sports Ibakaraba, here with me on this Thursday morning edition of Sports Fiesta. Good morning, Salih, and welcome to the show. Okay, so let's kick off. Let's go to the camp of the Falconets. Well, they did us proud yesterday by spanking the Central African Republic 4-0 to qualify to the next phase of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers. Actually, the first round of the competition that they've of course qualified to, and it's for Costa Rica 2022 Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers. Well, in aggregate, it's now about 11-0 on aggregate. That was the entire scoreline for Nigeria. Remember that a few days ago, we beat Central African Republic in Douala, Cameroon, 7-0, and yesterday evening, we also scored 4 goals against this same team in Oniko, as the Falconets did Nigeria proud once again. They are going to face either Egypt or Congo in the first round of this competition. Both sides played out a 1-1 draw 11 days ago in Egypt, and we're aware that the next fixture, that's the date for this one, has to be on the 9th of this month. That is in 2 days' time. So once again, the Falconets reign supreme.
Yeah, no surprises. If there is anything, maybe that the scoreline wasn't even better than the 7-0 that they won away from home. But as I said, maybe they know, okay, we've already done the job. No need to overstrain ourselves. We've got small matches to play, so let's just take things easy. And they won it comfortably, 4-0, 11-0 on aggregate. I hope the Super Eagles are watching, because they will also be playing Central African Republic, and that's how you send signals to the teams that are below you, teams that are not on your level when it comes to international football. Yeah, they said there are no more minnows in football, but there are times when you've got to really stamp your authority and let them know that you are just not in the same class, which is what the Falconets have done. And so women's football generally, most times we tend to do that. We tend to show how much better we are than these other countries that play against us. I hope they continue. I expect, of course, that they will qualify for the World Cup, and I think it's time that we even won that competition. We've gone to the final twice. In 2010, we got to the final, we were beaten by Germany 2-0. 2014, we got to the final again, we were beaten by the same Germany 1-0, and that was a match that we really should have won. Azizat Oshoala, that was when she first broke onto the scene. She was fantastic for us in the build-up to that final. But in the final, I don't know, there was just she missed a couple of goal-scoring opportunities, and that's how Nigeria eventually fails to win the World Cup. So we've been to the final twice, just like for the Under-20 for the men. We've also been to the final twice, and on both occasions, sadly, we failed to win it. So I hope that the Super Falconets will qualify for the World Cup, get to the World Cup, and then win it, because we've really, the only thing we've not done at the World Cup for the Under-20 women is that we've not been able to win it. We've been to the final twice.
All right, for the Falconets, Flourish Sebastian got the Falconets in front after latching onto a long ball by Bashirat Amo in the 13th minute of the game. And we can also tell you that Ijoko made it goal number 2 for the team, heading home from a corner kick by the ever-present Sebastian. I can, of course, also inform you this morning that the captain of the visiting team, Sumita Lindsay Gwanja, was dismissed from the game for a second bookable offense in the 68th minute of this encounter. And, of course, 3 minutes from the end, substitute Blessing Obe made it 4 goals for Christopher Danjuma's side with a ferocious rising shot only 3 minutes after coming in for Joy Jerry. Of course, you look at the opponents in front, like we told you, the Falconets most likely will face Egypt or Congo Brazzaville, and their first match for this one was a 1-1 scoreline. Hopefully, in 2 days' time, we'll have an identity of the result of that one, and I will see which of the teams that the Falconets will play. So, what do you advise Christopher Danjuma, the head coach of the team, to be doing build up to their next fixture?
Oh, they should tell them to keep their feet firmly on the ground, and they should not think that because they beat Central African Republic 11-0 on aggregate, they are going to do that to the next opponent. It will become tougher, whether Congo or Egypt. I think it's not going to be as easy as beating Central African Republic. Central African Republic, we know they don't have that pedigree in football, and besides, right now they can't even play in their country because of some issues over there. So they are playing in a neutral territory, which is an advantage to any team that will play against them, and then they have to travel to that country for their away matches. So they are at a disadvantage. So Nigeria definitely should be beating Central African Republic. Christopher Danjuma should be telling his girls to be focused and concentrate, and then be determined to win their next game, and not taking for granted that they will win. We know that they are good. We know that Nigeria is better than any other African country when it comes to women's football, but we should not be too confident. We should not become complacent, and then eventually we do some things that will just shock us. Remember that we even failed to qualify for the Olympics in women's football.
That's super focus.
Yeah, so we should be careful. We saw what South Africa came here and they did to us. So when you wait and you think that other countries are not doing anything, before you know it, they catch up with you. So expect that he will tell them to just not get carried away, be focused, and they should just concentrate on themselves, build on their game, and I'm sure they will qualify.
All right, so that's a message coming from Saliu. Of course, Christopher Danjuma, we hope you're hearing, we hope you're listening. The Super Falcons, you've got to let them know that they've not qualified just yet. By the time you qualify, you can say anything you want to say. Right now, you've got to have the confidence going into the next match. They're doing so well, so you expect regularly that confidence should be in the camp of the team. But when you become complacent, knowing really well that you scored 11 goals against a small opponent like the Central African Republic, it's always going to be like that for the Falconets. That's the message that the coach of the team, talking about Christopher Danjuma, should be letting his players know. All right, let's move on from the camp of the Falconets. Let's go to the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We're aiming for the big one today against same Central African Republic. This time it's going to be at the Tesla Balogun Stadium right there in Lagos. We understand the match is expected to kick off by 5 p.m. This evening. That's what Google is telling us. Hopefully we'll confirm. Okay. So it's not the biggest fixture for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, but it's our third time of asking. We won our first 2 matches in the World Cup qualifier. It's for next year. This time around, we're aiming to get 9 points, and after this, we have another one, which will also happen in Cameroon for another 3 points. But first, let's talk about this game. During the presser, the head coach of the team, talking about Coach Gunotro, was asked about his salary situation with the Nigerian Football Federation, and he said, look, we have to focus on this fixture and not talk about that. By the time we are done with this set of fixtures, we can come back and then I'll tell you what you want to hear about my salary situation with the Super Eagles and, of course, with the Nigerian Football Federation. Let's look at this fixture. Currently, Nigeria topping Group C. I told you that we have 6 points from 2 matches. We beat Liberia 2-0, and, of course, Cape Verde 2-1. Third time of asking.
Yeah, I expect that we'll win the 2 matches back-to-back against Central African Republic. When the fixtures were released, I'm sure the NFF will have looked at them and said, okay, the biggest match will be against Liberia, maybe away from home, but then we have them at home. First match, you need to win that to get your 3 points, and then the match against Cape Verde away, perhaps tricky, but we feel okay, we've got a squad good enough to win it. The concern then was that many of the guys who will have started that match would who started the match against Liberia at home. They could not go because of COVID-19 restrictions and all of that. But we went there and we got a 2-1 victory, which was good. And then now we have 6 points. I'm sure that by the calculations of most people, these 2 matches against Central African Republic, they will have put them down as 6 points for the Super Eagles. So I believe that the NFF will be thinking, and the Super Eagles themselves will know that this is a fantastic opportunity for us to just absolutely take control of this group. If they are able to win, well, I expect them to win these 2 matches against Central African Republic. If they do that, and then Liberia and Cape Verde play draws in the 2 matches against each other, because I really cannot choose between Liberia and Cape Verde at the moment. That would basically mean that Nigeria has qualified from the first 4 matches. Yeah, so which will be brilliant for them. Then they will just have
2 more
Liberia
matches
away, and then Cape Verde at home. And if you've already qualified with the first 4, because Liberia right now, Liberia has got 1 point, and Cape Verde I've also got 1 point, I think.
Yeah, Central African Republic also has 1 point.
Yeah, so it's just if Liberia and Cape Verde play draws in the next 2 games, that will mean that each will have 3 points. Nigeria will be on 12 points, and it will mean that we've qualified even with 2 games to go, because if you have 3 points and you get the most you can get from 2 more matches will be 6 points. You add
Liberia has 3 points.
Oh, Liberia has 3 points. But Liberia won their game.
Yeah.
Okay, Liberia beat
I think they
beat Central African Republic.
Yes.
Yeah, they beat Central African Republic because we played against Cape Verde then, so they beat Central African Republic after we beat them. So they have 3 points. But let's say they play draws in their next 2 games. That will mean that they have 5 points. And even if they win their remaining 2 matches, they will have 11 points. That's the maximum they can get after we have beaten Central African Republic home and away. But the thing is, even one of those matches will be against Nigeria in Monrovia or wherever they're going to play that game. So it's not going to be easy for Liberia. But basically, if Liberia and Central African and Cape Verde play draws in their 2 matches that they will play against each other, it will mean that Nigeria has qualified for the final round of the World Cup with 2 matches to play, which will be fantastic. That will mean that Gennett Rock and those players that he has not given the opportunity, he can actually now focus on them and whatever. So I honestly expect that no matter what, Nigeria should get the 6 points that are at stake, so go to 12 points. So even if Liberia wins their remaining the 2 matches against Cape Verde, they will be on 9 points. They'll still be 3 points behind Nigeria, and they will still have to play Nigeria, so it's not going to be easy. And Nigeria will know that beating Cape Verde at home will mean that they've already qualified for the final round of the World Cup.
All right, let's talk about Coach Gennett Rock and, of course, how we should approach these matches for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But first, let's also look at the salary situation of the head coach of the team, Gennett Rock. Well, he was asked, and he said, look, I can't talk about that now because of the matches that are upcoming for me and my boys. I will tell you after these matches. Was it right to avoid that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't even know why the question was asked. We analyzed this yesterday, and I said, look, it's not like if it were 1 month salary that we're talking about, then we know, okay, it's just a current thing, it's just happening. It's not 2 months, it's not 3 months, it's not 4 months. As I said yesterday, no justification. We do not support it. They have to pay the salaries. But the NFF have told us over time why people are being owed salaries. Not even just the coach. The allowances for the Super Eagles, they discussed it before the last game. And they've made promises that they would pay. I remember what we also said. It's not like, as I said, though, as we have stressed several times, no justification. Somebody is working for you, you've got to pay. Yeah. But in this situation, it's not like Gennett Rock does not get anything at all. It's just there, it's destitute and whatever. No, that's not the situation. And we've got to understand that and put it in perspective. So what we should be asking is, why is it that he's being owed? I think it's because the NFF, basically, they are trying to be self-sufficient. They're trying to fund themselves. And even from the time that he was appointed, it was a corporate body that agreed to be paying the salary of the coach. So I think because of, from what most organizations are saying these days, the effect of COVID and all of that, that's what has delayed the money coming in. But I think Genetro is working knowing that he will be paid his salaries. But as I said, it doesn't mean that he doesn't get anything. It doesn't mean that there are no camp allowances, no bonuses being paid to him. So it isn't like he is poor right now. But as we've tried to explain, it doesn't matter. So long as they've agreed that that's the salary that they will pay him, they should pay him, because he could actually go to FIFA. He could go to
early to get his money,
yes,
and he will get it.
Yeah, of course. And if he leaves now because of the salaries that you are owing him, you will even be made to pay more.
Absolutely.
And you could be threatened with an international ban if you fail to pay a coach. We've seen it happen several times. Unfortunately, most times it happens in Africa. So we should not be doing that. But I think the relationship between Genetro and the NFF is cordial. I don't think it's it deserves the kind of attention that it's getting, and the kind of snide remarks that have been made. You know, the way people are taking it. I don't think it's like that. If it were such a big issue, I'm sure Genetro will have addressed the press conference on this matter, or he will have come out to say something. But if not for some of the reports that we're getting, we wouldn't even have known that he's been owed the salary. So I'm sure that the NFF have spoken to him about it, and he's sure that he's going to get his money. And as we said yesterday, by the time he gets his money, it's going to be, even his 1 month salary is more than what some people will make.
I think his salary, because he took a pay cut in his last contract, the contract he signed last year, because the NFF told him, look, if you have to continue, you have to take a pay cut. So I think it's about $45,000 now or thereabouts. It used to be close to 60,000 or so. That's a lot of money.
45,000, even if it is $30,000 monthly, you convert that. You know how
he has
much,
to also pay some of the backroom stuff too.
You know how much is what. No matter what, he's
still a big man.
Of course, it's not. He earns more than even the president of the country based on that salary.
Yes, salary.
Yes, that's so that's it. So even if you get that, I'm not saying, look, he deserves it because he is a professional in that field. Coaching is expensive to employ coaches, whether at national team level or at club level. It's expensive. So if you feel, oh, how can I'm doing my job, it should be more important. After all, this is just sports. Well, if you feel that way, maybe you should retire and then become a coach. And
he actually owns a hotel in Bodo. So he's a big man in.
Yeah, that's basically that. But as we've said, because I am trying not to get misinterpreted, and people will say, oh, you are justifying the fact that somebody is being owed. Genetro is not poor. Genetro is not destitute. They should pay him because they've agreed to pay him. They should not be owing him 8 months. It's wrong. But let's not create the impression that, because he is being owed, he's destitute, and that's what is affecting the way he sets up the team. That's why he's not thinking straight. No. That's totally wrong. But unfortunately, that is the narrative that has been pushed on the social media. Okay.
All right. If you just tuned in, you're listening to Sports Fiesta here on KU92.7 FM. I'm CJ, the maestro. I've got Salih Ibrahim, the sports Kadaba here with me this Thursday morning edition of the show. Let's go for this break. When we come back, we'll continue talking about this match between Nigeria and Central African Republic. It's slated for 5 p.m. Nigeria time this evening, and it will happen in Lagos. Of course, you know how demanding the Lagos fans are. We'll just hope everything goes well according to plans. But then after this, we'll come back to talk some more on the Super Eagles. Stay right here.
Do you know that following people without their consent is stalking, and it's an offense? Don't be an offender. We give our consent for you to follow us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at KUFM Nigeria, on Instagram at KUFM Nigeria, on Twitter at KUFM Nigeria. Check out the latest pictures and videos and catch breaking news, entertainment gist, trending issues and happenings on social media by following us at KUFM Nigeria across the various platforms. KUFM, turn on excitement.
We've had many battles, we have won some wars, but in all our struggles, we have lost loved ones. It may be cloudy outside, but not for very long. We will surely see the sun, 'cause we know no matter the weather, no matter the tide, we go there together. We stand by your side. No yawa, no problem. Go fit stand to fight us. We go stand together. We go beat them down.
Wow, the detergent can come again. Wow. You they wash plenty and you they say wow. You fit to win the millions. As you they wash with, wow. Jump 50K every day. Wow. If on that time to take calculate. Wow. Million naira full ground. If you want to know how, just check the pack. Wow. Get your own car though when you wash with wow. Detergent, you they wash million naira bracket. For wow detergent promo. This promo will end for the 25th of October 2021.
Oga, don't finish your tire.
Kasali, I don't have cash with me. Let me give you hope.
Hope, okay.
Kasali, be coming down.
Oga, I don't land you. If like say you open account for me. Hey.
Darling, did you just open the Hope wallet for your vulcanizer?
Yes, that's how I pay all the workers at our building sites. I pay them with their phone numbers so they can start transacting immediately. They don't even need an ATM or check.
You can create a Hope wallet account for any beneficiary from anywhere by transferring money to recipient phone number or simply dial *569 *9#.
Darling, please let me stop over at that boutique. You don't have to come in. Don't worry, I will just impute your phone number.
Hope, succeed. Hope Bank always.
Honey?
Yes, dear.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food. I think it's about time we go solar.
How?
With Vertical Solar, we can have all our appliances and electronics powered by solar, and they allow us to pay small. We can pay installmentally with as low as 36,000 naira monthly, spread across 12 months.
Tell me more.
I know you like the idea of paying small. Vertical Solar range of products can power all household devices, including air conditioners and water pumps.
What are the benefits of solar power?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, no more spending on generator, and no more generator noise.
I see. But how can I locate Vertical Solar?
Head now to 28 Country Home Metal Road off Ajib Junction, Sapele Road, Benin City, or Blossom Mall beside Stop to Shop stores, DBS Road, Asaba. Or you can call them on 0816-170-1105 or 0703-623-4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
The way when my customers they take they enjoy this Checkers custard and since I open shop today now so Checkers custard and just they ask me,
Madam, summer me one big container of that your Checkers custard because the way when my picking them they lick plates every time I give them it they torture me for body.
Yeah, mommy don't buy Checkers custard again. CHECKERS Checkers custard.
Checkers custard or God we no get rival.
Checkers custard. Now this one be custard.
Milo! Yes!
Tell me first, why do I give you Milo every morning?
Because every day I play like a baller, I run like a sprinter, I learn like a scholar, so I need all the energy I can get. You see?
I see very well.
Give your kids winning energy. Milo Active Go, with the goodness of malts, milk, and cocoa, helps them make the most of every day. Milo,
the energy to go further.
Uncle Dentist, what be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Say they use comfort?
No, dear. Now, hole for teeth they cause most tooth pains will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Extra, extra, 10% extra. Your healthy Kellogg's breakfast has got extra, extra, 10% extra. Just the Kellogg's sachet, now 99 naira.
That's right. Now stay active and alert with the new and bigger Kellogg's 90 naira packs. Your favorite Kellogg's Cocoa Pops, Moon and Stars, and Corn Flakes is now available in 90 naira with 10% extra introductory offer. Go grab it now.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
Alright, this is Sports Fiesta here on K92.7 FM. I am CJ, the Maestro of God, Salih Ibrahim, the Sports Ibakadabra here with me this Thursday morning edition of the show. Of course, we're talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria before we went on that break, and we can inform you that this will be the first international meeting between the Super Eagles and, of course, Central African Republic at this level of football. Well, like we also informed you, Nigeria will be seeking all 3 points to boost their chances of at least getting to the next phase of the competition, where it's more like the knockout phase of the World Cup qualifiers. Barring any maybe, of course, last minute changes, let's get you some team news going into this one. Super Eagles head coach Gernot Rohr will be without 3 influential midfielders, such as Oganeka Retabo, Wilfred Ndidi, and Alex Iwobi, who are all battling injuries. However, the German coach will be banking on informed strikers such as Victor Osimhen, Paulo Nacho, Kelechi Iheanacho, and of course Taiwo Awoniyi to shoulder the goal responsibilities of this game against Central African Republic. On the other hand, for the CAR, they will be without the services of their biggest star, Geoffrey Kondogbia, who last featured in June's friendly against Rwanda after the Atletico Madrid defensive midfielder was omitted by coach Raul Savoy. But then they will be relying on Carl Namgando and M. Vondo Jorginho to deliver the goals that would upset the Super Eagles of Nigeria right there in Lagos. Well, Salih, let me come back to you. If you're asked to look at the probable lineup for the Super Eagles of Nigeria ahead of this fixture, we know that easily you can of course talk about the starting lineup of Coach Gernot Rohr if majority of his star boys are around for a fixture like this.
Well, I will not want to preempt the coach and be looking at who he will be starting, but he has already said that Maduka Okoye will not be in goal, so I expect that it's going to be Francis Uzoho, who used to be his first choice goalkeeper for some time before the emergence of Maduka Okoye, especially when Francis Uzoho had that hand break injury, and it took him some time to get back. So I think he will be in goal. For the defense, I think he's going to go with experience, but where I have concern will be how he plays Kevin Akpoguma. He likes playing him as a right back. I know he's not a right back. I know he's more of a central defender, but sometimes just to accommodate him, he plays him there. So I hope that he lets the young man play where it's really his natural position. But of course, as a defender, you should be able to play anywhere across the back four, or even if it's a back three that the coach will want to adopt. I think where there may be some issues will be the midfield, but I expect that Joe Aribo and Frank Oyenka will be the guys that he would really want to play there, and then maybe bring on some wingers. I have my preference for Samuel Kalu and Chidera Ejuke, but I don't know what the coach will do. I think that those guys, if you have them there, our players will score goals. And then there is another position that maybe he tends to. Some say he is not using him the right way. Talking about Kelechi Iheanacho, that Genetro sometimes plays him as a number 10. You know, he's left-footed and all of that. But his manager at Leicester, Brendan Rodgers, has said that Kelechi is a goal scorer, and he's nothing more than a goal scorer. If you play him in another position, you might be creating issues for him. That he prefers playing him as a goal scorer, maybe as the support striker there, the second striker. If that's the formation that Genetro will go with. But I think we've got too good a squad to not be winning this match comfortably. We really should. We really should win this comfortably by whatever composition the coach comes up with. I believe that we've got the squad to really hurt Central African Republic. Victor Osimhen has just been named Syria Player of the Month. Taiwo Awoniyi, who wasn't really in the team, he only got invited because of injury. He's been in red hot form. Paul Onuachu is scoring goals for fun. Kelechi Iheanacho has not played very much this season, but he's in form. So I expect goals everywhere. Chidera Ejike in the Russian league is doing very well. Samuel Kalu is playing very well too. So you just have quality everywhere on the pitch. Moses Simon, that's not my favorite, but he's also doing very well for his club. He's always winning the Player of the Month, you know, for his club. So I think we shouldn't have any problem coping with Central African Republic this evening.
All right, so moving away from the camp of the Eagles, let you know that the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has approved the Samson Siasa Stadium in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, for the first leg CAF Confederation Cup clash between Bayelsa United and visiting CS Faxen of Tunisia. The match is scheduled for October 17, 2021. Well, remember that there were speculations about the stadium, particularly its football pitch eligibility for the continental games involving Bayelsa United. But then CAF sent a letter after an inspection team visited Bayelsa to see for themselves firsthand in terms of the facility in the stadium and, of course, how worthy it is to host CAF organized matches. And a letter was sent back to the Bayelsa people to, of course, let them know that their stadium is worthy enough to host CAF organized matches. Now, in the next phase of the CAF Confederation Cup, we do also understand that an inspection team will also be sent to be sure that the stadium is still the way they saw it before that next phase of the CAF Confederation Cup. So this is good news for Bayelsa United. We do want to be playing your continental matches away from your traditional ground. All right, let's also inform you that Victor Osimhen has been voted the Serie A Player of the Month for September by the Italian Footballers Association. The Nigerian international has been in fabulous form for the Paratonepe this season, following the arrival of Luciano Spalletti, his manager. Osimhen has so far scored 7 goals in 6 matches for Napoli in September alone. Napoli also won 4 league games in September. So, congratulations to Victor Osimhen. He's won the Serie A Player of the Month award for September, and
deserved, absolutely deserved. You know, I've been having this running argument with some Liverpool fans who are saying that the best player in the world right now is Mo Salah. And I'm like, well, look at Victor Moses, because if it is goals that you're talking about, Victor Moses is also scoring goals, and there are some other Nigerians that are doing well. So, and they play in one of the top 5 leagues too. The Italian league is one of the top 5 leagues. So I have absolutely nothing against Mo Salah. I think he's a fantastic player, and if you say he's the best player in the world at the moment, I will not argue much. But I'm just saying, well, look at Victor Osimhen. What will you say to? He has done pretty well, and it's my position is justified with him winning this award, and I don't think anybody can say he doesn't deserve it. Even in the last match that he did not score, he was fouled for the penalty, which Lorenzo Insigne missed. You know, so he's always contributing to the team, always playing well, and supporting the team. So absolutely, I'm delighted that he's been able to win this. So I hope he will carry that form into his match against Central African Republic. He scored in his last match for Nigeria, so I hope he keeps that going.
All right, let's go foreign now. Let's talk about foreign football. Well, of Paris Saint-Germain winger Kylian Mbappe's mother has, of course, weighed in on his son's transfer saga. Faiza Lamari, the mother of French player, talking about Kylian Mbappe, has, of course, revealed that herself and her son are in talks with French Ligue 1 giants, talking about PSG to renew the contract of Mbappe. She also said that even though they are discussing with PSG, that it doesn't rule out a move to Real Madrid for Kylian Mbappe, and that she's of course having an open mind, and Mbappe is also having an open mind about this one. Well, some persons are saying that this is more like a U-turn on the part of Kylian Mbappe. Well, Lamari is also stating that, look, Mbappe has ambitions. He wants to play for Real Madrid. He wants to win the Champions League. He wants to be at the focal point of a big project at Real Madrid. But he's a player of PSG, and if it means he has to stay for the rest of his contract there for this season, that he would ensure that he puts in his best. Well, this woman is, of course, the person that represents his son's interest in the business side of Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, I don't think I'm surprised by any of this. Remember, the way PSG insisted that they were not selling. I mean, it told you that they are pretty confident that going forward they will keep this guy, because what's the point of buying somebody for the second most expensive fee in the history of football, and then you have an opportunity of selling him for, and you initially said you are not going to sell him if you do not have the same amounts that you used to purchase him in the first place, which is understandable. But then you should have done your business much earlier, because at that point they had less than a year on his contract. And if a player goes into that, then it's very easy for him to move on. In that situation, the player has all the power, because even if he insists that he should stay, he will just stay and run out his contract. He knows that he's living for free. But remember, Leonardo came out and said they were not going to sell until it is what they spent to get him. Real Madrid came with a proposal that was even more than what they paid for Kylian Mbappe, because I think that they eventually offered 189 million pounds or so, and I think they bought him for 166 million or thereabouts. Yeah, and PSG still did not budge, so it was obvious that they had a plan. And remember what the owner of the president of the club, Khalifi, what he said previously, that look, he has no more excuse not to stay here. We've got everything that he wants. We can compete. We've bought Lionel Messi, the greatest player in the history of football. So he should be staying here. And then Leonardo also came out to say, well, three things will have to happen now. If he is going, then he has to go for the right fee. Secondly, we are not letting him go for free. That's no matter what, they are not letting Kylian Mbappe go for free, which means that, I don't know, maybe they will get him to sign a contract extension and then sell him, maybe, because he mentioned that they were never going to allow him, because he promised them that he was not going for free. Then the third one was that he's going to sign a new contract. That's what they said. These three things, one of them was going to happen. So now that he has stayed and he did not go, even when they got that amount that was even more than what they spent in acquiring his services, and right, he's still there, so he has not gone for free. So I think the third option is that he's going to renew his contract. And I think the way, when you see the way Paris Saint-Germain have behaved, I don't know what gave them that confidence, because it is obvious to everybody. And they said even the moment, even as at the time that he was still at Monaco, when they were coming for him, he told them that he was going to join Real Madrid one day. Yes, and they know that. So it's not like it came out of the blue. And he even said that people are saying he mentioned it in the last week of August. That no, that even from the beginning of July, he had already told them that he wanted to join Real Madrid, and they still insisted. And I think he's been a professional, a consummate professional, because he's not making any fuss about it. He's not like Jules Koundé, who was so angry that they did not allow him, that he refused to even pick the calls of his coach. Jules Koundé at Sevilla, he was so angry that they did not allow him join Chelsea, that he was not even talking to his coach or anybody from the club. Kylian Mbappe has been playing, has been scoring goals, has been in fantastic form, has been just enjoying himself. The only thing is that he just said, look, I want to go, and I told them in July that I was ready to leave Paris Saint-Germain at this time. But now that his mom is coming to say they are looking at the possibility of extending the contract, maybe he will look at the quality that they have now and think, okay, even the Real Madrid that I want to join, are they the best club in Europe right now? Definitely not. So maybe that will convince him. Now that Messi is there, perhaps he will just say, okay, let me extend. But if he extends, I am sure it's not going to be for anything less than 5 years.
Okay, all right. All right, this is Sports Fiesta here on K92.7 FM. I'm CJ, the master of Gosal Ibrahim, the Sports Ibrahim. Let's go to look at boxing a bit. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder were denied a pre-fight face-off after a furious row erupted between the heavyweight rivals at their final press conference. Fury and Wilder became embroiled in a heated dispute just days before their third WBC title fight, and the feuding duo were prevented from going head-to-head in front of the cameras. Well, the British boxer, who claimed the WBC belt with a 7th-round stoppage win last February, had made a dismissive opening speech. Well, he said, all these fights are exactly the same to me. I have got some guy trying to take my head off with punches. It does not matter if it's Deontay Wilder or whoever it may be. It doesn't really matter to me because it's a Tyson Fury roadshow. It's been continuing for 13 years. While for Wilder, he made a series of bizarre claims about Fury after his first professional loss, but then the American stood by his comments. Well, he said, I don't regret it, and I go to my grave believing in what I believe in. I know things for facts. I have confirmation, clarity of a lot of things. Well, it was a heated one between Deontay Wilder and, of course, Tyson Fury yesterday during their last final press conference. Fury sparked a furious exchange with Wilder, littered with insults. The pair left the stage before the customary pre-fight photos. In fact, there was no pre-fight face-off. Usually it's a traditional thing before a boxing match for the two boxers to face off, but it didn't happen because of the heated arguments.
They were very respectful towards each other in the build-up to the first fight. After the and even in the build-up to the second fight too, they were so friendly. Yeah, it got a bit heated, but it was still professional. And remember, after the first fight, they both mocked Anthony Joshua. They called him chicken in the ring. They said all sort of things about Anthony Joshua, that they were the two big guys in boxing and everything. But it seems the love affair is over after the way Deontay Wilder lost that fight. I'm just hoping and praying that we don't get the kind of Mike Tyson Evander Holyfield fight. Remember that fight when Mike Tyson beat the ear of Evander Holyfield because he felt that the referee was not being fair, that Evander Holyfield was holding him and headbutting him, and the referee was not doing anything but the referee was always cautioning him. And then he said because he's from the streets just took over. The build up to that fight was bitter, and that was because in the first fight Evander Holyfield knocked out Mike Tyson. He beat Mike Tyson fair and square. It was obvious who was the dominant guy in that fight, and the Mike Tyson so desperately wanted to reclaim the title, was so eager, and he got so frustrated, and the build-up was not pleasant. And when we now got into the fight, it degenerated into that fiasco, which the fact that the fight was declared a no contest. It's like that fight never happened, so I hope that we'll not have the same situation now with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Because Deontay Wilder, after the fight, I thought he should have kept quiet. He came up with all sorts of ridiculous claims, and apparently he's not happy. The first time they had a press conference, he did not even say anything. Just had his earpiece on and basically just kept quiet. So now the way he's acting and the way even Tyson Fury is acting, he's been saying so many things. Yeah, he called Deontay Wilder an atomic bomb, that he's the best guy apart from him and all that, but he has also said so many derogatory things about Deontay Wilder, which is getting under the skin of Wilder. So I hope that we do not have a fiasco. I hope we have a clean fight like we had in their first 2 matches.
All right, from that, let's go back to football on the international scene. Let's talk about the results of the matches that transpired yesterday, and then also talk about the fixtures of matches for today. Remember, we're still in the international window where countries are allowed to play each other. Let's start from the UEFA Nations League semi-final match that happened yesterday night. Italy, lost to Spain 2-1. So Spain are through to the final
because they were playing at the San Siro.
So they lost at home. So Spain are through to the final of the UEFA Nations League at the expense of Italy, and of course Italy have lost their. There were 37 matches unbeaten, but then they've lost in 37 for the first time.
The first match that they would lose. This was a 38th game. They've done 37 matches unbeaten, and that run included, of course, becoming European champions at Euro 2020, the final at Wembley, where they won against England on penalties in the final. It was a cracking game. Spain really showed how good they are, and for Luis Enrique, I mean, if he goes on to win this, it would be something fantastic after all the achievements he's had with Barcelona. Going to win the Nations League will be really interesting. Maybe Italy, they wanted to do what Portugal did. After winning the Euros, they went on to win the Nations League, but now unfortunately it will not happen for them because they have been eliminated. Leonardo Bonucci got sent off yesterday, and for the first time since in about 5 years, I think since 2016, Donnarumma, he considered 2 goals in a match. He's never considered more than 1 previously when he was in goal for Italy. But I think the Spaniards really took that game by the scruff of the neck, and in the first half they got 2 goals. Just after Leonardo Bonucci was sent off, they got the second goal. It was Ferran Torres who got both goals for them. They eventually pulled a goal back, but it was too little. No, I think Chiesa made the assist. It was too little, too late for them eventually. And then the
Lorenzo Pellegrini scored.
Yeah, it was Chiesa who gave the assist
for Lorenzo Pellegrini.
Fantastic run from him.
Okay, we're going to have another one today, another semi-final. Belgium up against France. One of them has to be at the final. It could be Belgium or France.
So we'll see what happens. France are the defending world champions, so I mean it will be, if they can add the Nations League to it. They thought they could be European champions and world champions the way they did in 98 and 2000, but unfortunately it did not happen. But at least if they win this one, they will feel okay, good. But Belgium deserves to win something.
Absolutely, they do.
But they've got to go out there and claim it. It's not just
nobody's going to give it to you.
Yeah, nobody will give it to you. You've got to go out there and win it. Yeah. So let's see what they will be able to do in that match against France today. Spain awaits in the final.
Okay, so let's from the UEFA Nations League semi-finals, let's also talk about the World Cup CAF qualification second round. For Group I, yesterday we saw matches there. Sudan played a 1-1 draw with Guinea, while for Morocco they trust Guinea-Bissau 5-0. Yeah. The UEFA Champions League for the women, there were also matches for Group A and Group B. Savers FC lost at home to Juventus women 3-0. While for Chelsea FC women, they played a 3-3 entertaining draw with VfL Wolfsburg women.
At one point they were 3-1 down, but they came back to draw this match.
For Chelsea?
Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah.
Okay, for the Group B results here, Kharkiv women lost at home to Real Madrid women 1-0, while for Breda Bleak women, they also lost at home to Paris Saint-Germain women 2-0. Let's quickly also run through the AFC qualification, the third round, Group A. This is for Asia now. South Korea will play against Syria today. Iraq versus Lebanon, while for UAE, they will also be up against Iran. For the Group B, China versus Vietnam, Saudi Arabia versus Japan, while for Australia, they will come up against Oman. For the CAF qualification for the World Cup Group B, matches for the second round, we'll have a few matches for today. Equatorial Guinea will play against Zambia for Group B, Tunisia versus Mauritania. For Group C, Liberia versus Cape Verde, and then Nigeria will do her thing against Central African Republic. We've already given you the time for this game, but then if you're still interested, it's 5 p.m. This evening. For Group E, Rwanda versus Uganda, Mali versus Kenya, and then for Group J, let's inform you also that DR Congo will be up against Madagascar, while Tanzania versus Benin Republic. All right, so these are the matches for the World Cup CAF qualification second round for the various groups for today. We also have other matches for this one for tomorrow, but then hopefully when we get to Friday, we will give you how things will happen tomorrow for the World Cup qualifiers here in Africa. Okay, let's see if we have messages to take.
Yeah, there are a couple of messages. So this one says, good morning, my name is Osas. Is Ikechukwu Ezenwa no longer a Super Eagles player? It's been long since I heard about him. Well, you've been hearing about him for a long time, and he's always been invited, but this time he wasn't invited. I think he got even. Ikechukwu Ezenwa.
Okay, he recently recovered from a serious injury.
So
he's
maybe
I saw a
that's
video
why.
of him training alone. So he's back from injury. He announced he's back from injury, but he's not fit yet.
Good morning, sportsman. Oga Ibrahim, why isn't David De Gea? Okay, why is it? I think you mean why is David De Gea not starting for Spain? Is it because he keeps in England, which they are angry with him secretly?
He lost his place now.
No, they cannot be angry with him for being in England now. There's someone else who's there. He was number one for a very long time.
So became number 2 now. So.
Yeah. So.
Okay, we just take one more and then we run.
This one says Belgium versus France. Wish the Super Eagles all the best in the game later tonight. Okay.
All right, so that's the much you can take. But then before we go, let's blow the final whistle.
You are in denial and you are getting knocked out. Do yourself a favor and retire from boxing. Your legacy is in bits. Even all your excuses have been destroyed. You are a weak man. WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury taunting former champion Deontay Wilder ahead of their third fight on Saturday night. And that's the final whistle on Sports Fiesta this morning.
All right, so that's the match we can take coming from this edition of Sports Fiesta this Thursday morning. Hopefully we'll be back here by 4 p.m. for another edition of the show. Until then, I remain CJ the Maestro, signing out.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG, 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Saple Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 or Lowell Complex, Airport Road, Benin City, or call 0807-887-9960 or 0703-672-9147. Wireless NG, erasing internet boundaries.
This year we talk about what's more practical and comfortable in the business of elevator, escalator, building automation. Then let's talk about Inabritech Limited. For your home and office, companies and industries, when you think of professionals in providing and installing elevator, escalator, building automation, automatic doors and gates, and lots more, think Inabritech Limited. Visit our Benin office, 14 IBN Street, off Inama Road, GRA, Benin City. Telephone 0905 080-257-2571. Abuja, 40 Mirage Estate, Gwaripa, Abuja. Telephone 0807-7577-398. Lagos, 417 C6 1004 Estate, Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. Telephone 0807-7577-392. Ghana office, Medina Estate, Accra, Ghana. Telephone +233-504-651-537. Email info@enabritech.com. Website www.enabritech.com. Enabritech Limited. Technology moves you.
Wellspring University Benin City presents you an opportunity for a world-class degree. Wellspring University runs courses in nursing, medical laboratory science, cybersecurity, software engineering, information technology, computer science, business administration, mass communication, international relations, taxation, accounting, and many more. 2020 and 2021 UTME results are acceptable. Wellspring University also offers NBA, MSc, part-time, and top-up programs. For details, visit www.wellspringuniversity.edu.ng or call 0704-255-0535 or 0907-333-0526.
Hey, share your body dey confirm with yo-yo bitters. You go dey wonder wetin e mean. Wetin e mean be say whether you dey take yo-yo bitters every day. Yo-yo bitters dey protection you against infections wey fit happen anytime. Na im be say you go dey take yo-yo bitters like food supplement abi medicine wey doctor give you. Na correct natural ingredients dey inside wey dey wash all yamayama. Ogbonge vitamins dey inside to help your body work well. E never finish o. Yo-yo bitters get minerals wey go boost your body immunity to fight sickness, disease and free radicals. Na im make am dey important to get yo-yo bitters for office, house and everywhere. Yo-yo bitters dey for liquid, gel plus including tablets. Make you quick go buy your own for pharmacy and medicine stores wey near you. Yo-yo bitters, make you dey clean inside out.
Here comes Wide Range Electricals Limited, manufacturer's representative and major distributor of top-class electrical materials, now in Benin City to serve you with standard electrical materials like Nigerian wires and cables, piping materials, latest variety of fancy switches, light fittings, extractors, ceiling and standing fans, plus major industrial materials like transformers of various kVA, armored cables, aluminum conductors, overhead materials, distribution boards, circuit breakers, household electrical appliances and lots more. Sub-distributors, individuals, corporate bodies, retailers, builders are all invited. At Wide Range Electricals Limited, all electrical products and brands are sold according to specifications for maximum satisfaction of customers. Wide Range Electricals Limited, number 8, Igbesawa Street by Ikun Street Junction, off Akpakpava Road, Benin City. Telephone 0803-970-3517. Wide Range Electricals Limited, lighting your world.
1xBet makes betting easier with their app for both Android and iPhone users. From finding games easily, playing virtuals, and betting with ease and speed has made it more fun to play on the 1xBet app. Download the 1xBet app on our website, 1xBet.ng, and use the promo code NG21 if you're creating your account for the first time. 1xBet, bets for everything.
Tell me first, why you be say I dey give you Milo every day?
Because now every day I dey play like a baller, I dey run like a sprinter, and I come dey learn book like a scholar. So I go need all the energy why I fit get. You see am so?
I see am well.
Make you give your pikin dem ogbonge energy. Milo Active Go with the goodness of malt, milk and cocoa wey go help your pikin dem to dey active every day. Milo, energy to fit do more.
92.7 KUFM.
From Benin City to the world.
This is 92.7 KUFM News.
Welcome to KFM News Update on the Hour. I'm Benjamin Kadiri. 11 commissioners and 2 special advisors have been inaugurated to form a cabinet in Governor Godwin Obaseki's second-term administration. The 13 appointees, comprising of 8 men and 5 women, are the first batch of appointees to formally assume office in the categories of commissioners and special advisors. Governor Godwin Obaseki charged the new appointees to bear in mind the economic and political peculiarities of the time as they join hands with him in the mission to transform the state. Meanwhile, Justice Joe Acha has been sworn in as the 8th substantive Chief Judge of Edo State High Court of Justice and the 15th since the history of Old Bendel State. Justice Acha was sworn in on Wednesday by Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki. His swearing in follows his confirmation by the Edo State House of Assembly on Monday after a letter of request by the governor. The First Lady of Edo State, Betsy Obaseki, has directed the commencement of free surgeries for women with vesicovaginal fistula, VVF, and rectovaginal fistula, RVF, in the VVF center she set up at the Stella Obasanjo Hospital, Benin City, as part of her maternal and child health initiative in the state. The Edo State First Lady, while visiting with the patients who have registered for surgery at the Stella Obasanjo, revealed that the free surgeries and rehabilitation also applies to women from surrounding states. Vesicovaginal fistula, VVF, or rectovaginal fistula, RVF, is a condition of feminine urinary or fecal incontinence resulting from multiple causes. The Edo State government has alerted residents to the activities of fraudsters selling fake hard copy admission forms into Edo State College of Nursing Sciences. Permanent Secretary, Edo State Ministry of Health, Dr. Osamoyi Iroa, said there are no physical forms for admissions into the college. Iroa reiterated that applicants are, however, advised to visit the college's portal on edocons.wiop.org or call 081-047-97237 and 0803-530-4611 for clarifications and further information. The federal government on Wednesday announced plans to finance the proposed 2022 budget deficit pegged at 6.258 trillion naira through fresh borrowings. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed disclosed this during a press conference after the Federal Executive Council FEC meeting in Abuja, adding that this will aid the funding of the federal government's infrastructure project. While defending the government's borrowings, she said the move is necessary to be able to build projects and to ensure they are developed on a sustainable basis. Finally, the World Health Organization on Wednesday endorsed the RTS SAS01 malaria vaccine, the first against the mosquito-borne disease that kills more than 400,000 people a year, mostly African children. The decision followed a review of a pilot program deployed since 2019 in Ghana, Kenya, and Malawi, in which more than 2 million doses were given of the vaccine, first made by the pharmaceutical company GSK in 1987. The agency's Director General, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, said it was recommending children in sub-Saharan Africa and in other regions with moderate to high malaria transmission get 4 doses up to the age of 2. And that's KFM News Update on the Hour. I'm Benjamin Kadiri. Thanks for listening. Good morning.
programs on KU 92.7 are now open for sponsorship and advert placements. For sponsorship and advert placements, call now for inquiries 070-380-50243 or 080-8877-3644 or visit KUFM Marketing Office located at the top floor of the Enterprise Foundation Building, number 62, Ihama Road, Benin City, Edo State. 92.7 KUFM is your business growth partner.
Wow, detergent can come again. Wow. You they wash plenty and they say wow. You fit to win the millions as you they wash with, wow. Jump 50K every day. Wow. If on that time to take calculate. Wow. Million naira full ground. If you want to know how, just check the pack. Wow. Get your own car though when you wash with wow. Detergent, you they wash show. Million naira bracket. Wow, detergent promo.
This promo will end for the 25th of October 2021.